And these are just like basic palette. The name of the liquid lipstick, liquid matte lipstick in chocolate wasted. I'm acting like I'm wasted. Hey YouTube, welcome back to my channel. My name is Dion. This is the crazy troll nation of YouTube. This is Vanilla Mint Chapstick. The crazy for today is that this is my second time applying this because this is my second time trying to do this intro. I'll tell you why in a few seconds after the intro. So yeah, that's the crazy. Sometimes I just don't know what I'm doing, but I'm here and you guys are here for it and I appreciate it. But the crazy is just enjoying the videos you do if you do videos, and whether you do or not, enjoy the channels that you watch. And the troll part is not caring too much about the beauty community's stammering content creators like troll here. Hi, my name is Dion. I'm a troll. I'm not caring too much about the beauty community standards, setting the standard for yourself. Try not to feel like you need to use a certain tool or a certain technique, or even, what is it, tool, technique, or brand. Use whatever you want to use, however you want to use it, and just rock it. Because here at the Crazy Troll Nation of YouTube, we are about embracing our natural features, enhancing them when we want to, but never feeling like we have to, because self-acceptance, loving yourself for who you are and for how you look, even without face paint on. I do use foul language on my channel sometimes because I use foul language in real life sometimes. So I'm scattered. Okay. 2 days ago, I had 4 hours of sleep. Yesterday, I had 1 hour sleep. Today, so far, May 28th, I had 3 hours of sleep. And I do wake up every hour and a half or so. So even though I'm saying 3 hours, it wasn't a straight solid 3 hours. So I don't even know if I'm really doing this video. I could be dreaming. I don't know. If I see it on my phone later, I'll know that this really happened. Milk Hydro Grip Primer on my face. The Rare Beauty 360W. You saw me do chapstick. Fenty Brow MVP, of course, which is the only brow product that I use. And I do have a link for it below. And the other products that I use most often in my videos. And this shade is Deep Black. Primed my lids with the Fenty Eyeshadow Primer. This video today, look number 4. Yeah, I realized in some palettes, most palettes, I'll do by rows or by columns, yada, 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 yada. But for some reason, I didn't do that this time. Oh, you know why? Because I did the first 2 looks according to the grouping of the color reveal sneak peeks. That's why. So the looks that I did, and thinking about what my final first impression thoughts were about this palette, I'm not going to give up on it. And I did say, you know, my thoughts might change as I continue to use it, which I'm confident they will. So today we're going to use this bottom row. I think it's going to look funky, hopefully in a good way. But we're going to use the bottom row and see if we can get some smoke out of these shades. I still feel the same about the greens because I have a bunch of greens. And these are just like basic palette. These are just, you know, basic colors that most palettes kind of have. So we're going to see what we can do with this. And my thought is, I'll show you the color before we use it. Yeah, let's just get started. A flat shader brush. It says it's a blending brush. It's the Fenty 230, but for me it's a packer and a blender. We're going to go into Rumbling Elephants, which is this shade here. And the reason I'm saying I think it's going to look funky, but hopefully in a good way, is because we are putting a darker shade on the first half of the lid first, sort of like the first look that we did. And I said, I think I might have messed up. I should have put the lighter color on first. But because of what we're going to layer over top of it, I do think, I hope that this is going to work. I do like this shade. Again, this is this one right here. This is a nice color. So I am glad that I'm doing this, and I still have in my mind to do those shimmer shades that we topped in the second look, which was a second grouping, which was all matte, and then we topped it. It's still in my mind to just use those on the lid just to see how they show up on bare skin over a primer. And so depending on how long this video is, depending if this really is happening and it's not a dream, and depending if I get sleep, a few more hours of sleep, or feel more alert, and this video isn't long. Did I say that part already? I don't even know. We may add that on to this clip because I do want to see how they just look on the lid. So this is this shade. This part right here to me looks darker than right here. I don't know if it's lighting or what. So we're tapping in again. And I don't want this dark because I was trying to blend it out, but it wasn't. And y'all are saying stop being critical. I did promise that I was going to stop being so hard on myself. So we're going to leave it. But what I am going to do, I'm going to take this small brush because I do want to get a blend going, because the transition shade we're going to use is a dark shade. And so we may not even put that here. Or I may take that shade that I thought made me look a little ashy until we blended it out. And I'm looking at the palette now, and I don't even remember what shade it was. But we'll figure something out. Excuse me for smacking. We'll figure something out. We always do. And whether it works out or not, though, that's something different. But we're going to do the darn thing, whether good, bad, or indifferent. I appreciate you all for being here when I do looks. And let me know if it's helpful to you just seeing me sit here and do a look without practicing. Because I know some people do practice looks, or they practice combinations, and if they like how it looks, then they'll recreate it for a video. Do you guys appreciate that I just sit here and it's like, we're just going to see what happens? And I kind of think that's what most people do. The average person is, we just sit and just play in makeup. And I think that's part of the fun in it, is just seeing how is it really going to turn out, you know, and not just seeking perfection or striving for perfection. We don't do perfection here, and y'all know that if you've been here. We just do stuff and just hope it turns out okay. And I think a majority of the time it does. And that's what's exciting, is to have a vision for a look and it turn out nice. That's exciting to me. And when I do a look and I'm like, this is fucking bomb, I'm just like, oh. And then sometimes I'm like, she cute. But for me, that's part of the fun. You know, just doing it. And now we're going to take Crash of Rhinos, this shade here. And I'm frowning because I remember this not showing up the way I wanted it to, or the way I expected it to, because I thought, well, I don't know, because it's not a deep shade. It looks a little deeper. This is what I see in person. But I used it to try to create depth in the look, and it did not. And so that was disappointing for me. Something, I don't know why we're blending this, because we're going to top both of these shades. I feel some kind of way sometimes, but not really, because I think people just say things because they hear it and they just pick up on it and use certain phrases. And one of those phrases would be, you know, I'm not quite liking it, but I don't hate it. And I'm thinking, or they say I'm not mad at it. And I'm thinking, it's makeup. Why would you be mad at it? You purchased it. You put it on. And I think that's just one of those things that people say. Like, I can say, this isn't my tone. It's not giving me death, but I'm not mad at it. Why would I be? It's makeup. It is what it is. The shade is what it is. And so that was just an example of what I hear a lot of people say. Yeah, I don't get depth from this shade. And it's not quite my tone, but the look is okay, so I don't hate it. I'm not mad at it. Why would you be? Let me know if that's something you think about, like when you watch videos and you actually listen to what people say, which is weird me saying this, because I know sometimes I say stuff, and when I watch the video back, I'm like, what are you talking about? But let me know if that's something you think about too when people say stuff like that, or do you not even think about it? And I am a clinician by trade. If you're new here, I have a doctorate degree in psychology, and so my brain is analytical. It just is. And so I hear things, I listen to things, and I'm like, why would you be mad at eyeshadow? If anything, be mad at yourself because you bought it and didn't return it or sell it or give it away. So when I have a palette or an item and it doesn't work for me, especially if it's something I was on the fence about and then I got it anyway and it didn't work out, I'm mad at myself because I didn't listen to my first instinct, which was, don't get it. And if I keep debating on whether or not to get something, when I do get it, that's when I regret it. So I'm mad at myself. And so that's something, excuse me, I had to learn. We're going to take migrating zebras. So that's something I had to realize is if I keep debating with myself, well, I don't really care for this color story, but I think I might can make it work. This is a dense short shader brush, and this is the Esom V27. And I found that, don't tell me this ain't going to show up over this. I see some shimmer. So I found that when I do that, when I'm going back and forth within myself over whether to get something, once I do get it and it doesn't work, it's like, okay, that was my fault. I shouldn't have got it. And so that's what I'm saying about why would you be mad at it? And even if you had an expectation, like if I expected this to give me depth and it didn't, or if it showed up, or in a pan it looked like this, but it applied and looked like this, then I'd be like, I would be disappointed. I wouldn't be mad at the shadow. I would just be disappointed that it didn't give me what it looked like it was going to give me. I am smushing and doing side by side with the brush, trying to pick it up. I'm wondering if I need to use, let's take a sponge tip applicator. This went on, did we put this on just over primer? No. We put this on lower lash line. So this is my first time even trying to use this. This is hard panning. This is my first time using it on the lid. This is hard pan. Like, well, that silver streak, that shine, where the silver in the middle is, that's not the shine from the shadow. That's hard pan. That is hard pan. So I'm swirling roughly with the sponge tip, and it is chunking up the shadow because it's breaking apart the hard pan part. What? Wow. So this is what it looks like, and it is a little chunky because I dug into it. So even like that I had to do, that was disappointing. But I'm not going to say I'm mad at it. I mean, it is what it is. It's an eyeshadow, and whatever the texture is, you know, we learn how to work it. Swirling this and break, you know what it is? The imprint in this one is raised. The swirl part is raised higher than the white part. The gray part is raised higher than the silver part. And so digging in it to get it up, it's creating flakes in a pan. And it doesn't look like it would be a flaky shade. But the work I'm having to do with this is like some of the, did I fall out from that? I got a fleck down here. Is reminding me of the work for some of the celestial shades, the chunky ones. I'm thinking of Blood Moon, I think is 005, Blood Moon 005. And watch it not be that one. But you have to get that shade, and I forget the name of it. I'm envisioning it in my mind, like the Pat McGrath Moonlit Seduction, because you have the 4 celestial shades. So you have 2 on the end and then the next 2. That second to the end top celestial shade, you have to just get the chunk and put it on and then smear it. And that's what I'm having to do with this shadow, just about. And I just felt flakes fall on my face because get the chunk on and then smooth out the chunk. And where you see this shine right here, that was a chunk. And so getting it on and then smoothing it out. I am not liking this, but I ain't mad at it. Like, yeah, that silver piece. And because of having to do this, it's not applying evenly. If you use your fingers, it may be easier, but then I don't know, because it might just get stuck on your finger. This is chunking up that silver part. I don't like this shade. It's looking nice, and I have learned to work with the Pat McGrath Celestial Shades, the Chunky Monkeys. That's a luxury brand. Nomad I would consider high-end. It's an indie brand based on the price. I believe this palette will be $42. But you see how long this is taking me to do this? And it's not because I'm talking. Like, I am, like, seriously struggling. And you see what I'm doing to my lid trying to get this on. So this, and it looks textured, and it's making my lid look textured. I don't like this shade. I don't like the shade at all. But I am glad we're doing this look because now I know, yeah, that fallout ain't going nowhere. I might have to put on more foundation. I'm going to edit out putting this on this eye because that just took way too long. And I'm just going to go straight in with the sponge tip. But this shadow, the texture of it, because of that raised part, and it looks really pretty. But that gray part, that gray part is hard pan. I don't know what that is. And it's not even wanting to pick up now. Okay, I'm gonna edit this out. Damn. Y'all. You can't see it. What was on here? I went like this, and it all just fell off on my face and on my shirt, and I got gray specks on my shirt. This is just, it just crumbled. We're going to take, I knew I was going to edit this out, but I want y'all to see this. Because this is stuff I would want to know. Because if I just come on with a look and be like, we use this and that and it's pretty, I'd be like, ooh. And then if I were to get and try it, I'd be like, is something wrong with my palette? So we're not going to use this side. We're going to take a completely clean side. Actually, we're just going to turn it over. So we're going to use this side and see if that'll work better, since it doesn't have anything on it. But this is flaky. Y'all, when I touched it like this, it just went, it just cascaded down my face. And I feel it falling on my, And I don't even feel the chunks from the Pat McGrath Celestial shades. Because when I press it, it smooths out. But this is just falling. The chunks are just falling. This is hard pan. I know I keep saying that, but I'm not used to this from their palettes. This type of texture shadow. And so I'm really just thrown off. But I'm not mad at it. I'm really not. There's no reason to be. I mean, it is what it is. Yeah, so do let me know what you think when you hear people say that. Oh, I don't hate it. Why would you hate makeup? Like, this is not that serious. Why would you be mad at it? It's an eyeshadow. It's a blush. It's a lipstick. And do you agree that it is just a phrase that caught on that people say? Because I hear a lot of people say that on their channels. And I'm just like, what? Like, But critical thinker over here. Critical analytical thinker. And I do try to be careful of the things I say and the way I say it, because I want it to not only make sense to troll here myself, but I want it to also be thought-provoking for you guys and for you. This shadow worked me. And there's like chunks. I'm not going to put that other clip onto this video because this is going to be long, because this shadow right here is not it. And there's chunks. You see this piece right here? There's chunks here. There's chunks in the pan. Hard pan is not the end of the world, because you can just take a spoolie and scrape the top of it. I saw somebody's video. They put a piece of tape over it, and then they used like their fingernail or a spatula and just kind of ran it along the tape and then pulled it up, and the hard pan came up. But who want to do all of that? All right, let's just move on. Oh, okay. I'm kind of hoping this really is a dream and that this isn't really happening. We're going to take Mighty Buffaloes, and that's going to go on the second portion of the lid. And this is this shade. And so this is why I put the dark matte shade on first, because I was hoping that this was going to show up deeper than this, even though this is over top of that. This is what we're putting over top of that. And that was probably confusing. Did I tell y'all how many hours of sleep I got the last few days? This one chunked. What? Okay. This one These are creating texture on my lid. Where did I put this shadow the other day? What did I do with this shade? Because this is getting chunky in the pan too. I don't remember doing that before. I may have used a fluffier brush. So it may be that this is a dense brush. I like how this is looking. I'm going to sweep in between the blend out, and I'm going to edit putting the shade on the other eye. I want to say this is getting hard pan too. Even though it's a shimmer, the way that that's shining, that I don't think it looked like that before. And then looking in the pan, yes, it's a shimmer, but where you see that high shine, like right in the center, that's hard pan. And that's why it's textured and chunky. Wow. I will say I'm surprised. What palette was it? Orient Express. I think it was the pinkish shade, the shimmer. The first time I swiped my brush in it, it developed hard pan. The first swipe of the brush in it before I even put the brush here and put it back in. Clean brush, fresh shadow, never touched, swiped it, hard pan. I was like, what? This isn't good. This isn't good. Smiley Shawnee's video, she did swatches and she uses her fingers for swatches. And I forget what shade it was. You know what? I think it might have been this one at the top. And she swiped it. She put her finger in it, rubbed it. And she swiped it on her arm and she said, this has hard pan already. And I'm just like, wow. So remembering that, I know this isn't just me or my palette or the brush, but I'm just not used to this from the brand. I want to take the silver and just pull it over more, but I don't want to. I dropped that brush. I don't want to deal with it anymore. I'm too tired. That was a lot of friggin' work, and just the fallout, the heartbeat. Okay, let me just keep going. We're going to take a fan brush. This is a Scott Barnes number 63, and we're going to go into Honkin' Hippos, this shade here, and this is just going to go on the outer corner, and we're going to sweep this over into the transition area, and we're going to lightly feather it upward as we blend it. This is blending out nice. I do really like this shade. I really like this one as well. It's the only two shades in here that will give me the depth that I want. I'm turned off. I'm turned off right now. Even though I'm liking this shade, just the process with those two shimmers, especially this one, I'm not feeling it. We're going to take this fan brush. This also is a Scott Barnes, and this one is a 61. And we're going to go into Crashing Rhinos. You know what? No. We're going to go into Moremi Game Reserve, this shade here. And that's going to go up here. We tapped it first, and now we're sweeping along the line. We're going to take a brown NYX retractable eyeliner. This is going to go on lower lash line. This look is going to be dark. And I was hoping for smoky, and we got that. Could I have done this with other stuff? I don't even want to think about that right now. I'm still trying to decide if this is really happening or is it a dream. I had a thought when I was doing transition over here, when I edit the part that I edited out. I had a thought like not to even upload this video. But y'all know we upload stuff here. And because I thought, my second thought was, my experience with those shadows is my experience with the shadows, and you were here to see it. So it's not me bashing anything or trying to be negative. I mean, you saw what it is and what happened. So I'm going to upload the video. And I like when people keep stuff like that in. And not that I'm a drama person. I'm not. But if something doesn't perform the way expected, I do think about, okay, is it technique? Is it the brush? Is it really the product? And so it's helpful to me when I see videos and if stuff goes wrong to see and to hear what they're saying. And also for me, I try to talk out, okay, why is this happening? Is it the brush? Okay, let me try a sponge tip. Let me try this. Let me try that. Because it may be me. It may be me or the product, or it may be both. And so I find those things helpful. When I watch videos and everything is just always perfect, I'm just like, life isn't always perfect, so how is this always going to be perfect? You know what I mean? So again, not to be negative, but just having a well-rounded view and hearing somebody's raw reactions to things, because everything doesn't always turn out the way we want it to. We're going to go into, that brush is still on the floor. Of course it is, because I didn't pick it up yet, girl. And we're going to take, actually, y'all, I'm done with this shadow. We're going to take Mighty Buffaloes. I don't even want to deal with the, but that's going to go on lower lash line, and this is not the right brush for this. This is just a really small pencil brush, and this is an Esum V09. This is very precise, and because of the texture of this shadow, excuse me, like it is showing up, but I want to take a different brush just to blow it out a little bit, because just because. So we're going to put that down. We're going to take a tapered triangular shaped pencil brush, and this is a Fenty 220. So we're going to, the other one we just kind of swiped lightly because it was so pointed. If I would have went straight, it would have poked holes in the shadow. This is chunking up in the bit. Even swiping it is chunking up. Ah! Alright, so we're going to swipe. Swipe, swipe, swipe. I am really tripping. Yeah, I'm not adding anything to this video because, and look at this falling out. But then I am swiping it, and you already saw the issues. This is chunking up in the pan. Oh, okay. Let me edit this out. We're going to finish the face, and then I'll come back and let you know what I put on. So this is the finished look. What did we do? Fenty Fly Liner and Big Truffle on our upper lash line. I cleaned up. Let me keep with the eyes. Lancome Soul's Booster XL Mascara Primer. The MAC Stack Mascara in black. The Clean Up Under Eye. We put on more of the Rare Beauty 360W. Nemad. I just had it. Where did I just put it? I need sleep. I did kind of put it away. The Nemad liquid matte lipstick in chocolate wasted. I'm acting like I'm wasted. I didn't put anything else on the face because really, y'all, I'm just done. So I'm thinking my first impression, final thoughts are still the same, compounded with these two having a hard pan. My second time using them. That's not good. And so maybe the shimmers are just prone to hard pan. So that's something to consider as well with this palette. And again, it's not the end of the world. Use a spoolie, clean it off, put tape on it, and, you know, pull it off. So it's not the end of the world. You can still use it. But just know they seem to be prone to hard pan. And keep in mind, you might already have similar shimmer shades. So that'll be it for this video. I don't even know now if I want to do another video with those two topper shades from this, whatever look it was, on my lid, because I'll think about it another day, because right now I need to go. So let me know if this was helpful. Let me know about the things that people say in videos. Are you like, why would you hate it? Why would you be mad at it? Like it's makeup. Do you think about the things that people say, or do you just, you know, hear it but don't hear it? So that's the main question for this video. And the second question is, do you like that I just come here and just do videos and not plan stuff out and just see what's going to happen versus practicing a look and then coming on and showing you the perfected look? Let's do this and everything is just perfect. So those are the two questions. And also the third question is, was it helpful seeing the process of the challenges? Yeah, we'll say that. Yeah. Thank you for being here. I do hope this was helpful. I look forward to your comments down below. And also feel free to comment to each other's comments, because it is a discussion area. And so don't ever feel like you can't talk to other people down below. So yeah, I will see you there. If you're new here, thank you for being here. If you've made it this far and you're not subscribed, please do. And also like this video, share it out if you feel it's share worthy. Comments always welcome. I do reply back to everybody. And as always, self-acceptance, self-love. That is the Crazy Troll Nation way. Thank you, and you will see me hopefully well rested in the near future.